Hello friends, Joe Lynch here from the Logistics of Logistics, and I am at Manifest the very first day, and I am here with my friend Dawn Favier. Dawn, please introduce yourself and your company and where you normally are from.
Hello everybody, Dawn Salvucci Favier here from Greenscreens.ai, in from lovely West Palm Beach, Florida, here in Vegas at Manifest for, I think, the third or fourth year.
This is my third year.
Okay.
I missed the first year. You going to say anything about that football game last night?
Oh, go Birds. Go Birds.
You're not from Florida originally.
No, I am not. My kids were born and raised in Philly. I lived there for 12 years. I was an Eagles fan even before I lived there. So I bleed green, and it was a decisive win.
Yes, that was good. That was good. So tell us about your company, Greenscreens. What problem do you solve, and who do you solve it for?
Sure. So Greenscreens.ai is a predictive pricing platform. We apply big data and machine learning to really look at mostly the spot market, but more so now even looking at the contract market and predicting forward what those market trends are going to be, specifically around truckload rates. Our primary customers right now are freight brokers, so we have about 200, almost 220 freight brokers that are on our platform using it daily, contributing their data. More recently, we have announced that we're doing a shipper pilot program, so we are also branching into the shipper world, though solving a slightly different problem for shippers than we are for brokers, right? For brokers, it's really more about optimizing their pricing strategies and their buy and sell rates in the spot market, where for shippers, we're helping them optimize their overall procurement strategies, and whether certain markets or lanes should be on a long-term or a short-term contract or spot or contracted rates and things like that.
And it's interesting, a lot of people last year at Manifest, and now we're here. I've talked to some people. Last year, everyone was talking about AI, and then it was, after a while, you started saying, are they really using AI? And then you'd hear some people go, nobody's using AI. Everyone's talking about using AI, but you guys, I know, because I've gotten the demo, I've talked to you guys multiple times, you guys have been using AI for years now.
Since 2020. I mean, the company was founded in 2020, but you know, the important thing to remember, there are different flavors of AI, if you will, and what we do specifically is machine learning, right? Yep. So it is ingesting the data, and the algorithms are learning from that data, right? Yep. It's pattern recognition, it's or just recognizing patterns in the data, or similarity models, and really being able to use that historical data as well as the real-time transactional data to predict forward. And what we really market ourselves on is the accuracy of the rates that we're able to generate is within a single-digit margin of error from what we predict versus what a broker will actually end up paying on a forward-looking basis coming out of the system.
And you know, ever since COVID, we've had this kind of freight recession. And so I know anyone selling tech or anything to the freight brokers, it's kind of an uphill battle. But you guys have been growing during that time, so you must be able to tell them something and convince them this actually works.
Well, sure. I mean, if you think about a freight broker in a freight recession where every dollar counts, right? Margins have been compressed. What we've really focused on with our customers is showing them how the more accurate rate predictions is going to help them preserve or maybe even increase their margin per load, right? And that's what we've really focused on. So even though freight rates are down, it's really focused on helping them to optimize their pricing strategy from a margin preservation perspective.
And I think I just talked to our friend Kevin Hill the other day, and a larger portion of freight is now brokered than previously. So I think it was 15% for a long time. By the way, no one could tell you until Kevin started doing this.
Kevin is the one that started mentioning.
And then I think it got up to 25% during COVID. Now I think it's 21%. But I remember talking to Ben Gordon about this. I said, I was one saying the technology is going to replace the freight brokers. But now, what I realized, I was wrong. The freight brokers are the ones who invested in the technology. They also invested in the customer success. So now we're seeing, maybe in the past, if you're a freight broker, people would say, oh, you don't have trucks, I don't want to talk to you. That's completely changed.
And we see a lot of our broker customers are contracted with the shippers and often are like a primary or if not a secondary carrier on a contracted rate. What I have often said, and this is not my quote, I don't know who originally said it, so I apologize, it's not mine, I won't take credit for it, but AI is not going to replace you, but a human using AI
Right.
might.
Right.
And it's because it's really arming people with better decision support
Yeah.
tools than we've ever really had.
And I know you've said this on my podcast before, that what you guys are doing is letting companies scale. So it used to be, oh, we have this tribal knowledge. Go down the hall and ask Dawn. She knows how much Atlanta to New York is. You can't scale like that. The guy who knows everything, or the gal who knows everything, might go home and not come back someday.
And that really is the power of AI technology, not just what we do, but with all AI. And again, our goal as tech providers in the AI space isn't to replace the human. It is to empower the human to make better decisions faster, to decrease the ramp-up time for those new hires, to not having to deploy an army of people, but a battalion, not a whole army, right? In order to solve the problem. But we will never replace the human in a freight broker shipper carrier relationship. That is critical.
Yeah, I've said this many times on my podcast. Please tell me I'm not lying. If you get AI, it gets better every week, every month. All of us want to get better every week, and we all want to get better every year.
Yes.
AI actually does. So if you like AI the first week you're using it, you're going to love it in a month and a year. Am I right to say that?
It does. Yeah, absolutely. It gets better over time. And that we have found ways to work with our brokers to ensure that we have that stickiness with the users too. Because the more they use it, the better it gets, the more accurate it gets. And Joe, I'll credit you very early on in the days of Greenscreens. As I was doing kind of research for our go-to-market strategy, I stumbled on an article that you wrote. I want to say it was like in 2017.
Yeah, I know that one.
About how technology evolution in the freight space is equivalent to, or very close to, the technology evolution in the stockbrokerage market back in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Where it was, before, if you wanted to trade stocks, you had to go to a stockbroker.
Right.
And that was not accessible for the everyday Joe Lynch, Don Favier. Not everybody had access to that, but as the online stockbrokers became more prevalent, it essentially democratized stock trading, and that's kind of what we do, and other AI technology vendors is doing in the freight space.
I remember there was guys from my country club who were Merrill Lynch brokers, and they hated when the tech platform for Merrill Lynch came, and they were saying it was age discrimination. I was like, it's not age discrimination, it's tech. Everyone else is using it. And they're like, well, just because we're old. I'm like, you're not that old. That's not the problem. It's the tech. Sorry.
Exactly.
So let's wrap this bad boy up. One more time. What is Greenscreens? What problem are you solving? And who are you solving it for?
Sure. So predictive pricing using machine learning and big data, predominantly for freight brokers, also now for shippers, though that is a separate problem. That's really more of the strategic procurement versus strategic pricing and pricing strategy for freight brokers.
All right. Well, enjoy your time at Manifest, and thank you so much for taking the time.